Hi there, it's Tamara Vowell from Red Door Realty coming to you from Southwestern Illinois. We are nestled right between the Arch and the Mississippi River and Scott Air Force Base. So if you're PCSing to Scott Air Force Base or you're moving to the Southwestern Illinois region known as the Metro East, you found the right content. The first thing we're going to talk about is getting a lender, preferably a local lender. And what does local lender mean? Perhaps you bank with Navy Federal or Bank of America. Those are gigantic banks that are everywhere. A local lender would be a small local bank or a mortgage broker. Some of my favorites in this area are Gershman, Delmar. First, local banks would be like a Catholic Credit Union or Scott Credit Union. Also, Carrollton Bank, Commerce Bank, the local banks, not the big name banks that are everywhere. So the thing that a local lender brings to the table is they understand the market, they understand the neighborhoods and the value. They have local underwriting and processing, so they're not sending paperwork to California with a 2-hour time difference to try to get these CDs to balance and all this other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. They're local, their processing's local, their bosses are local. Did you know that you can shop for a mortgage and try 3 or 4 different banks or mortgage brokers and it doesn't impact your credit in a bad way? I know a lot of people are like, oh gosh, I can't do all these credit pulls because it's gonna make my credit score fall. What we have found is this: a couple of pulls on your credit from a mortgage company that will not affect your FICO score at the end of the day. I always tell people, try to do it in a 2-week window, maybe 30 days, but you don't want to go over a 30-day window pulling credit. So if you're shopping around, be serious and shop consecutively, 1, 2, 3. The next thing I want to talk about is finding a buyer's agent. A lot of people that aren't in the real estate business don't understand this. What happens is this: you're driving around, you see a house that you're like, oh, I want to see this house so bad. Let me call this number and get an appointment. There's several things here that's wrong with this. First of all, when you do that, you're calling the seller's agent. And you might guess the seller's agent's job is to get the best deal for the seller. And so I tell people, if you're looking for an agent, you're looking for a buyer's agent. If you're a buyer, there's a lot of people out there that specialize in just buyers. There's a lot that specialize in just sellers. A lot of times there are teams. If you call the sign in the yard, you might get a listing agent who has a buyer agent on their team. And that doesn't mean it's dual agency. I mean, my company does the same. But what I tell people is you need to make sure you have an agent that's representing you. And another thing that people don't really realize is the seller actually pays for the commission out of their proceeds. So whatever the seller's agent negotiates with the seller, let's just say hypothetically it's 8%. So 4% is going to go to the buyer's team and 4% is going to go to the seller's team. The next thing we want to talk about is down payment assistance. In the link below, you're going to see a link that I added there for the IDA loans that you can get in Illinois. If you make up to $75,000 and you don't currently own a house, and you haven't owned a house for at least 3 years, you're considered a first-time home buyer. And in the state of Illinois, there are grants that you can get, and those grants can be anywhere from $4,000 to $7,500. And that's a big chunk of change and obviously a big help with your down payment. The way a grant works is this: there's a window of time that you have to live in that house. So let's say you buy a house, you live there for maybe 5 or 6 years, you've completely followed and finished all the requirements that went along with the grant. So that's all good. But if an emergency comes up or you get a better job offer in another market and you need to buy a new house or sell this house and move, you will then make a prorated payment to the state of Illinois who gave you the grant money. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a message below. Also, if you like the content, hit subscribe and the bell so you get my new videos. I try to post one once a week, usually on Monday. Thanks so much.